Hey, what's going on, folks? Welcome back to the Real Legend of Gaming. We are here with a brand new MOBA game from Square Enix called Flame vs. Blaze. We had the opportunity to test this during the closed beta, and we were able to play during certain time periods of the day, specifically 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific time. So us being over in the East Coast, we did stay up a little bit late to test this game out. And I'll be honest with you, I have very good impressions of it so far. We'll explain in the game some of the modes, how the game operates, and show you some gameplay, obviously. All right, so let's check it out. All right, so you start off in the first arena here. So with every MOBA, there is objectives, obviously, folks. And we have some of them in this game that are really cool and you get to explore. All right, so just want to point out in this game, in order to move your character, you have to tap the screen. So, that can be a bit of adjustment for folks that are not used to that type of gameplay. Me personally, I prefer being able to use on-screen stick. So I need to find out if that's an option, folks. So I'll drop a comment down below and let you know if you can change the movement type. However, playing the beta, I was not really impacted by it. I did get used to it, and it actually is very smooth. Now, over here, you get to attack your first enemy, which is the Kobold. These little guys are pretty easy to beat, but it's pretty cool because you can see yourself level up, and you're able to enable different skills that will have different type of benefits on the character. And this is standard stuff, right? You have your skills that will give you a buff to your resistances, your defense, your attack. And then there's some skills that simply do a different type of attack. Now, I just want to point out, in order to return to your base, you tap the right hand icon, which is in green, and it'll bring you back to the reactor. Once you return back to the reactor, that's where you're able to recover your HP. And it'll also allow you to mode shift, which is when you change your form and your abilities. In a sense, it's kind of like a transformation. But that's something that you unlock once you reach a certain level. Now, some agents can transform anywhere. However, that's not a mode shift. Now, here we'll fight our first agent. So we'll go head to head right here. Bit of an unfair advantage. Our level was higher, but that's part of the story. So there you go. We defeated him pretty quickly. I guess that was an in-game initiation in the storyline. So there's dialogue and interactions between the characters. So you'll be amazed with the storyline as well. I mean, any Square Enix game you played, this storyline is pretty on point. And I'm sure there's a few runoff titles in there, but overall, you guys are impressed with the franchise. And that's why most of us are fanboys of the series. Now over here, you can see what skills are available to each character. And you can determine if that's a set that you want to run with. I think that becomes very important when building up a team and playing with others. You want to be able to have skills that complement each other and not simply have 3 sets of the same thing. Because I think that's when it becomes a problem. Either you're not going to have a good team chemistry, or the game is going to reach a point where you need to nerf some characters because everybody's using the same person, right? Eventually, you come out with all these characters because you want them to be used in the game. And that's when the balance changes come out. Now, you can also put in equipment and call cards in order to create a deck for your hero. So that's where strategy comes into play as well. Another cool feature is that you can actually bet on a match. So you can use energy to bet on a match in order to win more, which I think is very important in the beginning of the game, because you will need the energy to do things inside of Flame vs. Blaze. Now, just like other MOBAs like Vainglory, it's 3v3, so you're going to have 3 opponents on each team. So it should become very interesting when you guys are teaming up together to gather mana, and we'll explain that later, and take out the enemy's reactor, which we will explain as well. Alright, so now we're going to begin battle. Game does a very good job of explaining everything, folks, so you're not going to be confused. So the goal is to eliminate the enemy's reactor. So that's your main objective right there. Now, over time, you're able to awaken your reactor, which will summon a giant beast that will attack for you. In order to fill up the reactor, you need to find mana. Once you get a certain amount of mana, then the reactor gauge will completely stock up and you're able to summon your reactor beast. Now, what I like is the enemies that you're attacking and on the map, you can actually have them recruit to your team. So we're going to defeat the Cabal right there. So now we have a Cabal on our team. Now, what's also pretty neat is once you attack 3 Cabals, they merge into one and give you a Cabal King. So you have a stronger version of that one monster on your team, and it allows you to recruit others. So watch, you'll see here when we defeat the other 2 Cabals, how they're just going to merge into one. Awesome, right? I think that's cool. And it's also kind of funny too, because now you got a Cabal King. You got the monster Cabal. Now you're also able to hide in a bush, which comes in handy, right? If you want to sneak attack your opponent, or if there's just too many of them and you want to get yourself out of that scenario, right? You want to run out of there and be like, no, you're not going to get ambushed. But that's what happened here in the beta. Part of the story is Baza sneak attacking you with all his buffs on, just destroying you and taking you back to your reactor. But don't worry, folks, you do come back after you revived and your HP is filled up. So you still get to play in the match. You just got to start over from the beginning. So if you were working on progressing, that could be a bump in the road, but it's not a bad thing, right? Because you can still come back and help your team. Now, once you learn all your skills, you'll be able to know what works against an opponent, what's going to get buff, and what you need to do in order to counterattack what they're using. So that's part of the strategy of the game. Now, up this point here, you pick up the mana. It goes right back to the reactor automatically. And then you find mana clusters, which is a group of mana in one pile. But in order to get it, you need to destroy the mana cluster. So you attack it a few times, and then it's all fun and games from there. So we'll go right up to it. We'll grab a couple right there, and bang, we'll collect the mana. Now, another thing to keep in mind, and this is more of a defensive strategy, each team has a mana plant. So if you really want to slow down your enemy's momentum, you have to destroy the mana plant. What's cool about it is that whatever monsters you recruit will also attack the mana plant for you. So let's get this big giant ox looking monster on our team, because he's definitely going to put in some work. So quickly converts over to the blue team. And if you look at the HUD on top, it tells you exactly where the mana plants are. So that's very helpful also. So we'll start destroying it. Double team action. In this case here, there are no other opponents, so we can work on it together. But under normal instances, the monster will do the attacking while you're focusing on what agents are lurking around. So it's a great strategy. It's something that you guys all need to focus on. So now the reactors are awakened. This is when the fun starts. And folks, this is the best part of the game. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool. And to be able to see it on the screen was like, this is sick. So now you got the 2 beasts. Each reactor has awakened a monster. And I'm not talking about some little Cabal. I'm talking about some beast mode guys that you have to use your entire team. You have to use your awakened summon along with any recruited monsters you have to take this down. And it's not easy. It's not a walk in the park. You got to dodge attacks. These monsters have radiuses that are huge. So you need to get out of the area before you die and go back to reactor and just lose all your team's momentum. You just crush the spirits of winning right there. And I know I'm getting a little exaggerated, but it happens. You can really hurt yourself if you're towards the end of a match. Now, if you gather enough mana, right? So again, folks, gathering mana is very important, even after you awaken the summon, because that's what's going to fill up the gauge attack, which allows your beast to do a special attack. Which, when I say special, it's really important and critical. Because what it does is, it takes down the other monster and allows you guys a free opportunity to attack without being attacked back. So you don't need to be worried about being encountered with a huge energy blast. It gives you an opportunity to attack the overheated enemy reactor with your best moves, and you can just go berserk. This becomes fun if you're playing with a team of 3, because at that point everybody gets crazy. And of course, you still got to worry about the other agents, right? Just because you overheated their reactor doesn't mean you can't be attacked personally by the other agents. So that's where it becomes very crazy, a lot of mayhem. That's what you love in games, right? You don't just play games to just scroll through the park and pick up stuff. No, you want to battle it out, right? That's the whole point of MOBAs. So you won that right there. Victory is yours. Congratulations. Salute yourself. You are a champion for this round only. So at the end of the battle results screen, you notice you get back what you bet. You also get crowned an MVP if you were the best agent on that team. And you get battle rewards. Now, if you look, you get scratch-off tickets, and you also get jackpots. Now, the idea with that is once you scratch off the items on there, the more scratch-off tickets you earn, the greater the chance to obtain a better item to use in your deck. So my best advice to you is to keep them. Just because you have 2 scratch-offs right now, or 2 jackpots, don't use them right away. Try to get all 6 on the card, because it just increases your chances. Also, folks, be sure to make sure you save your game. Set it up to auto-save. In the event that you happen to delete the game, I get it. It happens sometimes. Or sometimes your phone crashes and erases. Fortunately, it doesn't happen as much now, but you don't want to have to restart your progress. Now, these are some new case notes in the game, some news. It tells you what monsters are available on the map. It does change. So you will not see the same monsters all the time. Some stuff is seasonal and based on the event. If you look at the screen here, very polished, right? You see your character information on the left. On the right-hand side, you see all the modes. And there's also in-game chat. So you're able to talk to global or even your team. I believe there might be a clan system in the future. I wasn't able to confirm that through the beta, but I will find out for you guys as well. So a couple items I'll drop in the comment section as soon as I get more information. All right, folks, so you see the main layout. We're going to go into our gift box. This is where you will obtain your items every day, all important items that you need. And there are login bonuses as well. So there's an incentive to come back to the game every day. All right, so folks, you guys already know I'm a huge Square Enix fanboy. But I'll be honest with you guys, any video that I cover on this channel will be a game that I like. So you guys can always know that for sure. That's guaranteed. So to go into how I feel about this beta, I think it's awesome so far. I'm sure that it's going to improve and there's going to be more added. But the amount of characters that you get to play with, I think is pretty cool. They seem to all have different abilities. So I think that will be great when making a team composition. Everybody's going to complement each other's skills very well. Now, the only thing I worry about is once the game launches and the meta starts evolving, I want to make sure that the teams consist of different characters and it's not a stack of the same heroes. Because that's when the game becomes a problem and it doesn't become fun. You lose that excitement about it. And that's when the balance changes have to be very important and they have to be timely. Because if you wait too long, that's when you lose the popularity and you lose the crowd that's playing. I'm very confident that they will take care of that. They've been very open with the updates. And allowing us to test out the closed beta is a huge step as well. So, folks, that's it. If you enjoy the content, then slap that like button. It allows me to know if you guys want to see more videos of Flame vs. Blaze. And if you're checking me out for the first time, definitely subscribe for future updates of this game, along with many other awesome titles. We've got Dragon Ball FighterZ, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Injustice 2, Destiny 2 is coming out right around the corner, Madden 18. We're doing everything that we enjoy on this channel because we're having fun. And that's what I want to do with you guys as well. And for my returning subs, you guys already know the real legend of gaming is where it's at. This is the place to be. Now, for those of you that want to see me stream, I will be streaming today Final Fantasy, the Dissidia NT. And we'll be able to test out that beta for you guys as well. I already saw a couple of my friends playing it. It looks sick. So be sure to follow me on Twitch. Turn on those notifications so you can get the live announcement. And check me out on Twitter to get the updates throughout the day of what I will be doing on DaRealLegend of Gaming. Alright, so this is DRL, folks. Peace out.